After Chao Vo arrived at the 5th Martial Arts University, the students cried bitterly. He clenched his teeth and sweated profusely. Do not. Are not. Why is that so? Very quickly, Chao Vo broke the record of the 5th Martial Saint University's martial arts tower. He walked out amid the collapsed screams of the students. Done. Are not. Our Martial Saint Tower has been robbed. Meanwhile, Chao Vo thought to himself, I have broken the record for the 5th Martial Saint Tower. In the past 2 days, I have broken 2 towers in a row, which can be considered a relatively rich harvest. Not only did he train his master's will twice, his mental strength also increased dramatically, surpassing level 6. At this moment, Chao Vo's body was surrounded by fire. The young man seemed to want to burn everything down. Chao Vo continued to think with determined eyes. Due to the pressure I intentionally created, even 10 perfect martial arts smoothly entered the second state. He concentrated his mental power into his palm, the power shining brightly. Chao Vo continued to reflect on his martial arts. In the second state of martial arts, I was able to condense my strength, determine the time of outbreak, clearly understand my weaknesses, control them meticulously, and grasp the subtleties. I even had an attack prediction. This feeling of strength without weakness became more and more clear. After entering the second form of the 10 complete martial arts, I even have the illusion of being like a god. Even though it's an illusion, if I keep following this path, one day I will truly become a martial arts master. Chao Vo pondered in his mind with cold eyes. The amber-yellow spiritual force continuously radiated extremely strongly. In front of the gate of the 5th Martial Arts University, the fat guy Lamtrake was already waiting. I saw Chao Vo walking out coolly with one hand in his pocket. Lamtrake happily waved to welcome Chao Vo. Chao Vo. Hey. This side. The fat guy Lamtrake gave an extremely devious smile. Congratulations, Chao Vo broke another tower. How? Do you still want to go to other martial arts schools now? Chao Vo glanced at Lamtrake meaningfully. Then he immediately replied, early, call me a car. Go to the 6th Martial Arts University. Hearing this sentence, Fat Lamtrake was extremely excited. The fat man clenched his fists and exclaimed, does not matter. Fat Lamtrake understood Chao Vo's intentions very well and prepared everything in advance. I have already arranged it. Chao Vo, look at this. Chao Vo was also shocked by Fat Lamtrake's preparations. Fat guy Lamtrake called dozens of taxis to wait. Seeing a long line of taxis, Chao Vo was also surprised. Don't know what else to say. The fat guy is so talented. Fat Lamtrake quickly pushed Chao Vo into the car. Chao Vo walked quickly or he would be late for good times. At this time, Chao Vo was still confused, not understanding what was going on. Several other young students were also extremely excited to get in a taxi to follow Chao Vo to rob the martial arts tower. Chao Vo is gone. Hurry up. Let's follow him quickly. Let's go. Driver, can you make the car go a little faster? Forward. The driver saw a series of taxis with the same route and was extremely surprised and asked, Hey, is your school organizing group activities? The male student immediately rejoiced. We are witnessing the birth of a king. After listening, the driver was also dumbfounded. He didn't understand what this young man was saying. Scene changes to the gate of the 6th Martial Arts University. When the students heard that Chao Vo was going to schools to rob martial arts towers, the instructor screamed in terror. It's here, I see. Indeed, he has arrived. Chao Vo stepped out of the car with one foot. Chao Vo has arrived. He slowly opened the car door wide with a cool expression and got out. Chao Vo walked first, then the students of the 7th Martial Arts School followed. Seeing Chao Vo's extremely strong position and many students behind him cheering, the student of the 6th Martial Arts University frowned. Oh man, this battle. It is indeed the Demon King's departure. What should we do? Suddenly a tall man appeared to confront Chao Vo. The students of the 6th Martial Arts School immediately recognized it. That's Tram Kong, top 1 senior rankings. Number 1 in the freshman rankings is Tram Kong. Fortunately, Tram Kong stepped forward to confront Chao Vo. Tram Kong stood with his arms crossed with a cool face and asked loudly, Chao Vo, right? Come to rob the Martial Saint Tower? Someone who is 8 pounds is also 10 pounds. Chao Vo replied coldly. Yes. What's the matter? Hearing those 4 words, why did Tram Kong's face turn black and he clenched his teeth and let out a loud noise? What do you think? Then Tram Kong bowed his head, smiled in fear and extended his hand in invitation. I'm here to guide you. This side please, this side please. Tram Kong carefully reminded. Our school is also quite large. Be careful you get lost. The young man saw the rapid change in attitude of Tram Kong and wanted to go crazy. What the hell? It turns out Tram Kong came to be her tour guide. Half an hour later, the students looked at the information board and booed. It's broken. New record. Chao Vo successfully robbed the Martial Saint Tower. Tower Information Board of the 6th Martial Saint University. Rating 1. Chao Vo. 29 floors. The group of Lamtrake and the 7th Martial Saint University students continuously cheered in joy. Congratulations. Congratulations Chao Vo. Chao Vo is champion. Completely opposite to the feeling of joy. Tram Kong's eyes were filled with tears. What else can I do? I can only let him rob the Marshal Saint Tower. Anyway, it's not just our school that lost face by surrendering. Just for a while. Continuously, the 4 tower information boards of the 4 schools all have Chao Vo's name. Chao Vo continues his journey to rob the Holy Martial Tower. Chao Vo advanced to the next tower. That is the tower of the 2nd Martial Saint University. Just like in the 6th Votan Tower, there were many students following Chao Vo to try to dance. It's him. Demon King of the 7th Martial Saint University, Chao Vo. Suddenly there was a commotion. There was a guy rushing down from above. The shock wave seemed to want to knock everything away. A voice echoed through the smoky village. I asked if you know where this is? Someone asked. Chao Vo still calmly answered. How could I not know that I came to rob the Martial Saint Tower? After the smoke disappeared, a man holding a sword gradually appeared. My name is Bak Hong Shuyan, ranked 2nd on the Saints rankings. The founder of our 2nd Martial Saint University was one of the first martial arts saints born in the Dragon Kingdom. No matter how much history it has, it cannot compare to the martial arts universities that were later established. Silver Hong Shuyan with his cold eyes filled with murderous intent loudly declared, You want to become famous overnight and surprise the world? That is possible. But to do that by stepping on the face of the 2nd Martial Saint University. So the first thing you have to do is ask the sword in my hand if I agree? As soon as he finished speaking, he stabbed a sword into the ground. With the power of the master's will, the entire ground immediately froze. Chao Vo was also surprised because his legs were frozen up to the knees and could not move. The voice of Bak Hong Shuyan continued to resound. I heard he passed the ISO Dragon Valedictorian this year. Lucky. ISO Dragon Valedictorian. We have also achieved that title. Fat Man Lamtrake's group witnessed this scene with their own eyes and exclaimed. That is the master's will. Bo Hong Shuyan has even condensed his master's will. The will of the Grand Master, even if it is just a little bit, can truly fulfill his own martial Dao will. 10 years in the future, Bo Hong Shuyan will definitely join the ranks of the 5 great masters. Bo Hong Shuyan said. Now, do you know what the foundation of the long-standing martial arts universities is? Chao Vo replied. Master's will? Afterward, young man Chao Vo used his hand to brush off his shirt and calmly said, In this century, at such a young age, you have already condensed the will of your own master. It's really not bad. At this moment, Chao Vo's eyes flashed a ray of light. The young man continued to say, But is this still nothing? Seniors' disapproval of juniors? Silver Hong Shuyan was so angry that he slashed with his sword. What are you pretending to be? Wait a minute and I'll freeze you into a block of ice. Can you still pretend? Chao Vo continued to ask Bak Hong Shuyan, Is this your martial arts will of ice? The youth remembered the Ice Queen's power and spoke loudly. This strength is too weak compared to her. Take a look. Chao Vo's spiritual power radiated extremely strongly. The whole young man is still the familiar image of a donkey. Chao Vo's aura made all the students scared. Silver Hong Shuyan was also sweating profusely. At this point, he could no longer stand and had to stick his sword into the ground to support his body. Chao Vo's amber-yellow aura radiated extremely strong light and heat, causing Silver Hong Shuyan to grimace. He tried to brace himself. What is this? Hot. So dazzling. The heat is like the sun. Bo Hong Shuyan was even more frightened when he saw that the thing he was most confident about, his ice area, had melted. Losing the trump card, Bak Hong Shuyan immediately collapsed. Chao Vo walked up to him and smiled. This is not a coincidence at all. If you're in the same course as me, then you can only rank 2nd. Suddenly, there were several dark shadows standing high above, observing Chao Vo. This young man will become a master in 5 years, and will definitely have the appearance of a martial saint.